Okay, here we are, summer 2020. It's very hot out, humid. A storm is coming through. So there's your background. So one day when we watch this video together, years from now on Netflix. So what we're going to do is review the first two steps. I didn't record step one. So step one was router on a stick and subnetting. And then we did version 2 in this session here. So first thing we're going to do is review our IE subnetting. So we can see here, we needed 11 zeros, which generated a subnet mask of 255.25248, increments of 8. And then the next subnet we needed, that was, first one was, I believe, for 1,500 hosts and 500 hosts. So that's what we're subnetting at. And the second subnet would have been a 9 bits, which gives us a subnet mask of 255.255.254 because of the 9 zeros. So there's your subnetting. And then you can see here your ranges that you can use. And I subnetted all the way to the next one. So let's review router on a stick. First thing we want to do is go in. If we remember our router on a stick, we're looking for sub interfaces. Show run. And you can see that gigabit 00 is not shut down. So the no shutdown was committed on there. And also the gigabit, remember the 300 is a label. The encapsulation .300 is the VLAN, which we'll see on the switch. So these do not have to match. That's a test question generally. And we see VLAN 400 having the IP, or the label 400 in the VLAN of 400, and then your IP starts at 8.1 with your subnet mask that matches the, and then you can see the serials configured with no shutdown, IP address, clock rate. In the switch, we're looking at the port 24 being trunk ports. We're looking at port 1 and port 11 being members of VLAN 300 and 400. So we can see here, I used the interface range command to form a membership from port 01, membership 300, all the way to, I believe, 9. And then I did interface range 010 to, I believe, 19 or 20. So those are all access. And we're looking for a trunk port, which we have on 24, which matches the topology into the router. So verify quickly. These PCs can ping. We'll do it the quick way. If they ping, then we know that it actually goes up to the router, encapsulates. So we didn't set an IP on PC1. So if we look at our subnetting real quick, it's got to be 8. We'll do 8.10. I'm leaving .1 was the router interface, and also I need some for maybe the switch and VLANs, things like that. 254 is a subnet mask. Need 4 octets. It's 254.0, and the gateway is .1. So now we set IP, make sure we have an IP here. This would be the 172.16.0.10, and that was the 248.0 subnet mask, and then 01 is the gateway. And you know that I usually use the very first IP for my router, gateway, in each subnet. So if we go to ping now, first one fails and then successful. So we have router on a stick working, and I'll post that config with the end of the video. So now what we have to do is make sure we work on, let's see what we have here on router. And we didn't do basic configs. That's assumed that you're going to do that. If you need help, let me know. Gigabits configured, serials configured. Let's do a quick ping between serials because we know that that should work. But now let's ping from a remote, a PC on one LAN to a PC on another LAN. Let's configure our server and make sure to put the server IP is this because we need to do it for NAT and PAT. A 24-bit mask. Gateways.1. Okay. So then we'll try that ping again. It's going to fail because we have no routing. So let's verify. How do you know what's the router knows? By looking at the routing table. Show IP route. And we only have C's directly connected and L's the local link with the 32-bit subnet mask, making it's an exact IP. So we only have 2 directly connected interfaces. And over here, we should see the same. Once again, 2 interfaces with local link. So what we're going to do is share our networks. And our routing protocol we're going to use is RIP. So get into enable, config T, router, RIP, question mark. And so you can see we can do auto summary and some other things here, which we're going to do is just do our network. So network, we're going to share the 172.16.0.0. And I notice I didn't put in a subnetwork, but I will now. So let's go to 8.0. So we entered 2 networks, but it's subnetted. So let's see the result of that in a minute. Now the next network, if you don't share your serial, so common mistake is we don't share your serial because you're so focused on the VLANs and the routing, the LANs. So we're going to do network 190.10.10.0. Notice what I typed, 190.10.10.10.0. Okay, so I do not want to exit config. I go do show run, and I'm looking for routing RIP. It's going to be at the end. So you can see that it did the class full. 172 is a class B. It went with the class full 190. So what we have to do now is do version 2, and version 2 sends the subnet mask along with the routing update. So Control Z exit, show IP routes. No difference. Now over here, it gets remember, we're going to use NAT for the 10. So the 10 is going to turn into a 190. So only network we want to share is the 190 on this router. So once again, we go config T. Version 2 I want to do right away and then share my network of 190. 10.10. Remember, I did 190.10.10.10. It should only, once we do show run, it's going to be the class full network. So it's a class B. It defaults to 00 in the 3rd and 4th octet. So now it's time to see what the router knows. So show IP route. There it is. We see a 16. Notice that it contains 2 subnet masks and 2 subnetworks. That's what version 2 allows. So over here, we do show IP route. Notice that we don't see any R's because this router is not sharing the 10 network. It's only sharing the 190. So In step 4, we'll do Nat and Pat, which you'll see the results of what we're doing. So there you go. Step 1, step 2, subnetting, and everybody's at 100%. Hope everybody feels good. Stay safe, take care of family, and we'll see you soon.